Run fast for your mother, run fast for your father, run for your children, for your sisters and brothers. Hey guys, so today is part 2 of a 2-part series looking at some of the more common running workouts, especially the ones that you're going to see on a lot of training programs, no matter what type of race or goal you might be working towards. These are the kind of runs that you're going to probably be asked to do. If you didn't catch last week's video, check it out. We talked about the long run, the tempo run, hill workouts or hill runs, and the fartlek run. And today, we're going to be looking at the different types of speed work, because speed work in and of itself is a huge category. But before we get into the different types of speed workouts that you might be asked to do, the question that needs to be answered first and foremost is, why is speed work important? Especially if you're training for a longer distance race, such as a marathon, even a half marathon, or heaven forbid, you're training for an ultra marathon. Why is speed work still important? Well, first and foremost, if you have a goal besides just to finish your race, you probably, having a little extra speed wouldn't hurt, depending on what your time goals might be. But even more important than that, there's a lot of physiological benefits of exercising at a very high intensity for a short duration, which is exactly what speed work does. Speed work is great to help improve your bone density, which is important for us, obviously, because stress fractures are something that runners need to be aware of. And just for overall health, just healthy bones is good for us as humans. It also helps to improve the muscle and tendon kind of strength and elasticity, and just functionality of our muscle, tendon, joints, just in general. So lots of physiological benefits there. On a more of a running side of things, when you are really pushing it at a really high speed, most people's form kind of corrects itself. By going fast, our bodies just do what they're supposed to do. And sometimes when we slow down, that doesn't always happen. So it's great to let your body feel what natural running form should feel like. And one of the best ways to do that is through high intensity training. So one of the more common ways of doing speed work are repeats or interval training, where you're doing the same thing over and over. So a very common repeat is quarter-mile repeats, where you run for a quarter of a mile and then do like an easy jog or a walk or something like that to kind of catch your breath and recover for a set duration. It could be a duration, it could be a distance, and then repeat that set over and over, 6 times, 8 times, 10 times, whatever the workout might entail. You can also do something very similar with time. So again, you can run for 2 minutes and then recover for 1 minute, or just play with those variables. But that's kind of the repeats or the intervals. You can also do ladder work, which means that you start at the bottom. So maybe you do a 30-second run and then you recover back. And then you go up to run for a minute and then you maybe walk back to the start line. And then you go up for a minute and a half, and you just work your way up the ladder in either distance or time that you're running for. The pyramid workout is very similar to the ladder in that you start at the low end of the spectrum and you work your way up. But instead of getting to the top and either finishing your workout or starting back at the bottom and working your way up for a second time like you might do with the ladder, the pyramid, then once you get to the top, you work your way back down. So for example, if you started out doing a quarter mile, half mile, 3/4 of a mile, and then the top of the ladder or the top of the pyramid is a mile, now you'd work your way back down. So then you go 3/4 of a mile, half a mile, quarter of a mile to get back to the base, get back to the bottom. So those are just 3 types of speed workouts that you can do or that you might see on a training program. And honestly, with those 3 types, you can have almost an infinite number of varieties by just playing with the variables that you're working towards in that particular workout. And typically that's going to be either distance or time. So that's kind of speed work in a nutshell. Again, it's a huge topic, trying to condense it down into just a few minutes, but it's definitely something that every training plan, no matter what type of distance or race that you're training for, it should be a part of that plan. There's too many benefits to not do it, and there's really no good reasons to skip it. So if you're not doing speed work already, I can't recommend it enough. The horses are coming, so you better run.